Hot topic. As we move on from me talking too much, would you be willing to have your taxes increase to better your neighborhood? Would you be willing to have your taxes increase to better your neighborhood? Now, this is something me and my wife is going to talk about when we was going to do. That was going to be the special guest last Thursday if we would have did the show because she's in this field. But it's a good question for all of us. Would you be willing? I know when my brother Rob stays, there's a whole neighborhood. There's a lake back there. There's a whole bank of houses. Would you be willing to have your taxes increased to better your neighborhood? Mr. Davis and everyone in the chat.
For me, no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because no matter how much my taxes increase, what I need is that whatever mile radius that insurance likes to do, it's not about
Yeah.
my neighborhood. My neighborhood Gucci. You know what I mean? Right up the way, you got if you from St. Louis, Barretts and Downs, right up the way from me. Our neighborhoods is Gucci. It's that mile radius that gets us. I need you to raise those one word taxes because of their rate. Hey, look, because of their rate and because of the crime rate in that area, and it's
Yeah.
so many square miles close to me,
Mm-hmm.
my insurance go up. I give you
Mm-hmm.
a prime example. Darius, shout out, and that could have been my what's good, but my 22-year-old, he got his new car today, and he was like, "Dad, I'm in St. Charles now, and this what my insurance was." And
Yeah.
I'm like, this one word paying less than me because of that mile radius. And he younger
Right.
than I am. You dig what I
Right.
mean? I'm dad. Why
Right.
am I paying
Right.
more than you are?
He is more
For
of a
my
risk than you are.
right, way
Right.
more of a risk. Like,
Yeah.
and then the color of his car, and I'm like, you got a red sports vehicle paying less than me? Like,
Right.
how? And it's all about that mile radius. Look, y'all can call me whatever you want. When you start getting into these taxes and the crime rates here and there, I need them one where it's taxes to go up because I ain't know where I can't walk to where it's at, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still in that mile radius and is hurting us here. You dig what I mean? And I hate to say that. I love my
Yeah.
people, but my people be on one. Go ahead, bro.
Would I be willing for my taxes to be increased to better my neighborhood? Yes. But like Rob said, I kind of experienced a similar thing when it came to car insurance when I moved from where I stayed to where I stay at now. My neighborhood, the average age is 80. we're like the super youth in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like we toddlers
Right.
compared to like everybody. Now I will say this: everybody in our neighborhood own businesses. They was very prestigious in this area of town where we stay. But because everybody else on the outside of the radius that's in the same town drive reckless and have more of us in there, and I stayed in the area that had less of us, my insurance went up. My insurance went up, bro, like a lot. And I was like, I do not understand why my insurance is going up. And I moved to a spot where it's older people. Ain't nobody driving around here. Everybody drive them around mainly. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But as for my neighborhood here, if they doing upkeep, like there is a park right by my house, right? Right
Mm-hmm.
before you get
Mm-hmm.
turned into the little not exit, the street to drive into my neighborhood. There's a park right
Mm-hmm.
before there, and they're beautiful. Right before it, they're beautifying that park. I'm willing to put my taxes in there because I've walked at that park before to get my miles in, and the ducks was looking like they've been eating radiation. You know what I'm saying? The lake was
In that
nasty,
area,
and
they were.
it needed updated. So for that, yes, I'm willing for my taxes to be increased. What I do not like when it comes to taxes being increased, when I ain't got a say so in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know when I look up and I know, hey, you pay this much for your mortgage, but now you finna pay this much because the tax has been increased. And yeah, you cool with that? I guess I am. Cause it's already there.
Right.
Now you owe me this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Send me
Yeah.
about $500. I don't like that. Go ahead, bro.
And I'll go to the chat real quick now
Yeah.
for
For Hagen's?
Hagen's. Look, bruh, he on the north side, and he right. It's gonna take more than that to better neighborhood. Only thing that's gonna do is speed up gentrification. I understand exactly where you're coming from with that, and it's
Yeah.
different depending on where you are. You're gonna agree or disagree with this thing, and like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I disagree with it because, and it's not a flex. Anybody who's been to my house know how this neighborhood is. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's so quiet in this freaking neighborhood. When you're on the front porch talking, you're echoing.
Mm-hmm.
Same way for C neighborhood. It is super
Absolutely.
quiet in C neighborhood. It's nice. Um, You gotta have a little bit of change to live in both neighborhoods. You dig what I mean? It's not a lot of
You
rental
ain't lying.
properties within the neighborhood. You got to be an owner. And I praise God for all that. I'm not flexing, but what I'm saying, to increase our taxes
Mm,
to make the neighborhood better would be dumb. I'm already paying HOA fees for that lake that he's talking about up there that I don't
yeah,
go to because I don't want to deal with the goose poop. You dig what I mean? So,
the goose poop.
but I'm serious. Like I don't want to get attacked by the geese unless I
Right.
got my dog with me and they run away. But it's not gonna help better my neighborhood, increasing my taxes.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, depending on where you are, think about it. Darius is 22 years old with
Mm-hmm.
a red sports utility vehicle and pay less than me for insurance. It's
Right.
about your demographic and where you at. You left
Yep.
from the Creve Court area, so
I
your
did.
taxes was different. Now
Mm-hmm.
you can get way out there because I know this same house
Mm-hmm.
costs this here. If I take it out to Chesterfield,
Oh
this
yeah.
house is $850,000. I know
Mm-hmm.
because I went and I looked. You dig what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how they get
Exact same
around it.
floor plan and
Like,
everything.
everything. When
Yep.
I walk through it, trust me. Anytime I see the people who built this house and they
Yeah.
got a little thing, I go in and I walk through to see the differences. Same exact house. They talking about, yeah, that'll be starting at 850. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, God, dog, 850. But
No.
it's just the way that it is, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, man. That's why this is what I'll say for any home buyer. And Crystal, I saw you in the comments, and you can attest to this one. If you're gonna think about buying a home, look at the 5 to 10 year plan for that area to
Mm-hmm.
find out what it is that they're trying to do. If they're
That's a good
building
point,
and
bro.
it's growing,
Yeah.
your equity in your home is gonna go through the roof.
Yep.
Because I saw this one jump up quite substantially because of all of the stuff going on around.
Yeah.
They tore down the mall. They're trying to get something done. There's a zoo coming soon. There's this, there's that.
Yeah.
But then when the insurance companies get involved because of the taxes, they look at the mile radius and then grab the crime from there so they can jack up our rates over here. It's just the way that
Absolutely.
it goes, man.
Yeah.
Like, real talk.
One thing, when you brought that up about looking at the 5 year plan, man, think about that's very, very close to where I stay now. Doesn't
Hmm.
affect me. The city of Olivet, they got the Costco, they got all that Target that's coming over there and all that. And there
Hmm.
was a line of houses right there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember Crystal was telling us, man, I wish we had some disposable money to go invest over there because everything's shooting up. You got a Target
Yep.
coming over. You got new restaurants. You got Deer Birds coming over there. That is all elevated property status. Everything over there. That whole area where Office Max used to be, and now it's an Aldi and all that, and
Yep.
apartments,
Yep.
homes, and like that whole area
Yep.
has went up, and it's crazy. You know, shout out to my wife. She knew about this. She told me like years before there's gonna be a Costco there. I'm like, man, where a Costco gonna be? I thought it was gonna be on the other side. She knew.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that goes to what Rob was saying. If you're going to invest in a property, I know one thing we want to do is what can you afford, but not just what can you afford. What can you afford, and then where's the future of this place? And look, and if you mess up, just because you got one house don't mean it's the only house you have in your life. You know what I'm
Right. Right.
saying? I've seen brother-in-laws, multiple brother-in-laws get houses. You know what I'm saying? They start out one, move to another one. It's just smart stuff. One of your best investments as a man of color, not just black, man of color, your biggest asset is your home. You know what I'm saying? That's money. You know what I'm saying? My boss told me that. Yo, you trying to be wealthy, buy property. And I was like, man, I don't want to clean this up, and I ain't got no crew and all that. But he always told me that, man, you got property, you got money, cause you flip it, you get money. And you know, he's pretty wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's in his wallet, but I know what's in his wallet. He's great.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
He Gucci.
Yeah, he Gucci. So shout out to Big G. Runner Jack. First on, let me put up what my wife said. She said, "Vote and complete the census when it's time." I think she was talking about that affects our taxes and stuff like that. It's when we vote, because if the
Yeah.
census is wrong, it can be messed up and things can be incorrect. Go ahead, bro.
But you know what? So with the census thing, and I know we've talked about this on here before, sis, the problem is even myself, I'm not gonna even lie to you. It's just
Yeah,
hard to trust them folks, man, because you don't, you know, we're so gun shy about what the census is doing. Are they getting in our business to try to weaponize what it is that they got, or are they really trying to fix it? Are they gonna try to
yeah,
fix the other neighborhoods, or are they gonna get the census and be like, okay, we got this many one words. If we get them out, then back to Hagen's point, gentrification happens, and
Yeah.
then now all of a sudden my high rise where I grew up at and everybody knew and blah blah blah. Now all of a sudden it is a Costco's.
Yeah.
So I can understand where the I agree with you, sis, on completing it, but I
Right.
also understand the hesitation from folks who don't want to complete the census because nobody wants it to be used against them,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be, especially with the way ICE and all that stuff is
Right.
is 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 going on. So I can understand it. I agree with you, sis, but I also
She gon'
understand the other side of it.
she's gonna have, and baby, if you're watching this, please answer this what Rob was talking about. My wife was on a very big campaign about getting
Hmm.
people to do the census. Please put in the comments about that where we can put that up. This is where I wish I can actually have our own on this one because she knows a lot about that, and she's talked about how we
Yes,
as a
yeah,
people, and not just us, brown people, Hispanic,
yeah,
Latinos,
Hispanic
don't
brothers
want
and
to
sisters.
say
Yeah,
all of that because the things you said. But then
yeah,
again, a lot
yeah.
of the budgeting is based on the census. So it's very important. She said, look at the St. Louis County 2050 plan. They're also building a new Snooks where the old Bayer building was, or Monsanto, all those areas. So they're building a
Yeah,
whole brand
yeah.
new development all the way down. It's really that olive strip
All
is
the way
just
down
being really,
Olive.
really
Yeah,
developed. But I always thought it stopped right there at 170. It's going past 170 now
it
into the
is.
Olivet area. Go ahead, bro.
Olivet on and like making Creve Coeur come all the way down. But then that goes back to Hagen's point
Yeah.
for though, and it's not just us, but those people who had them houses like right after the war, that the Overland area, all of
Mm-hmm.
that were the more houses, and what I mean by that, they came back, and if you look at the houses in Overland, the house plans are pretty much the same. It was meant
Mm-hmm.
for families back after the war, 2 bedroom. It may have a little deck on the back that you can turn into a room with a basement. They're real small, maybe 976 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's real popular, right? Built in the 1800s, late 18, early 1900s, still around, whatever the case may be. But they're tearing those down, getting those
Yeah.
families out. Some of them who own it. This is another thing I'll say. Black people, if Granny is older, make sure the business fairs are in so that you can get that money when they come and say, "Hey, we get ready to buy this up." No, this is my granny house. I ain't giving up nothing, and none of y'all want words on this lease, this deed, no nothing. It going to probate, and then now you gets nothing, and
Bingo.
now the county owns it.
Bingo. Yes,
The
sir.
county owns it
Yes,
because we
sir.
didn't get our paperwork in order. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, this is stuff that I've learned in the last 5 to 10 years of my own life on
Yeah.
understanding paperwork is important. We don't want to
Very
deal with it.
much.
The moment they make us jump through a hoop, man, I don't feel like dealing all that. I get to it, and then we screwed. Same way with deaths. Like I know we
You
talking
ain't
about
lying.
increased taxes, but
Yeah.
just educating ourselves. Like get the life insurance. GoFundMe is not a life insurance.
It's not.
If you know granny or mama is older and they having health problems, go ahead and get that will together so that you guys are not going through it. Because I hear too many stories. I got 70 plus officers, and the stories that I hear that they have to go through with family, grandmothers' homes,
Yeah.
and property. Get
Yeah.
your stuff in order,
Yeah.
especially because this tax increase thing
Mm-hmm.
and the 2050 plan and all of that stuff. I'm telling you right now, you will benefit if you take care of your business on the front side. It's a lot of jumping through hoops, but if you want it, it'll be peaceful later on down the line. That was a mouthful, brother.
Wifey said, this is back talking about the census. She said they allocate funding based on the census. Then she said she'll find it, give us more information. On what you said about getting your will together, and even not just a will, and I will say this because me and my wife went through this when her mother passed, get a living trust because a will get your butt still in probate. And then it's your your house, your family's belongings and all that to be tied up.
Yeah,
That can go for years. You
years,
know what I'm
man,
saying?
years.
And especially if
Yeah.
you living in a house that granny gave you, but you ain't never do it legally. And this happened with that tornado hit, that bad tornado hit in the city.
Oh,
A
in the
lot of people
city.
lost
Oh,
their
yeah, man.
homes
Yeah.
because they had a paperwork together. And then when it comes to okay, we giving out grants for this, if you don't really have your stuff together, how they gonna grant you? It's not yours. You can't just say, "Well,
Right.
Granny gave it to me." You can't legally prove that. Then it ain't yours. And that
And
happened
they
to a
come
lot of
through
people. A
and
lot of
turn.
people
Yeah,
lost their
they
homes,
did.
bro.
They did. They did.
Yep.
Can't even get no type of no funding, no insurance on it. And so now the house is vacant. And guess
Yes.
what happened? City take over it and then to
Tear it
back to
down and make some
Hagen's
money.
gentrification, they make
Yep.
money, and then next thing you know, it's a whole loft
But
built on that
but the
whole ground.
Bible says, bro, our people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
Lack of
What we
knowledge. You're
have to
right.
be better at as a people, black people, get the knowledge. If you have somebody with knowledge, listen to them. I give example. My brother, before he got his house, my wife told him about a particular plan that he should use. He took the
Hmm.
knowledge, did it so well, they had him teaching classes
They
about the
did.
plan.
They did
And I'm
about the
not
plan.
lying. This is
You're
a
right.
true fact. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm
You're
not
right.
saying Krista know everything. She's just a wizard in her particular field. You feel what I'm saying? So that is what is important. If you got somebody that knows something, take the knowledge, bro. So, like she said, you need a will, estate, and trust planning. We know for a fact, God forbid, Rob knew my mother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? She passed. She had a nice home, and we didn't. It was able to be taken over easily. And then there's other things that happen with that because we had our paperwork, and we'll just say we've been blessed. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? But that
Right.
would not have happened without the paperwork being lined up. And I would take no credit, none. That's all on that pretty lady on them in them comments right now, because they ain't had nothing to do with me. But anyway, she said
Yeah.
once again when it goes to and this has I don't know how we got to this from the taxes, but you need a will, estate, and
Different.
trust planning, power of attorney, advance directive, and a will and trust. So basically, the power of attorney when her mother was passing went from her mother to her. She got the power of attorney. Oh no, I think it went to her brother, but whatever. They had it all worked out. They had their stuff together. So when she passed, we was able to grieve without worry. You feel what I'm saying? You could just grieve like we
Right.
miss mama. We miss mama, but it wasn't like, man, so what's gonna happen with the house? What's gonna happen with the course? That happens too many times. And there's ways to alleviate that. It's just gonna take some time, not that much money, but just some time. And doing the paperwork, like Rob was saying, we're like, man, I don't feel like doing that paperwork. Okay, that paperwork could change your life. I just put it that way.
It can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
And when it's all said and done, and we'll end it on this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is what I tell y'all. Like C said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. You
Yep.
dig what I mean? Get the knowledge, go through it, stop being lazy, stop procrastinating, because it's
Yep.
always I get to it next week. Oh, next Friday on my off day, then it comes and it never happens, and then God forbid we lose someone, and now you're dealing with a bigger headache. Um, I'm telling you, I've seen it. Where the courts come in, they take it
Yeah.
and it's nothing you can do with it, and now your
Nothing you can do with
childhood
it.
home is gone
Yep.
because you didn't handle your business or didn't know any better. So now that you know better, if you know better, you do better, and that's with everything. So
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that, and we can go hold up and wait, brother.